for more on how unstable Iran could threaten the United States and its allies, let's bring in our terrorism analyst, Walid Phares. Walid, it's good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
This rebellion started about internal economics, then became about young people and women's rights, and has slowly evolved. Left in the background is the fact that Iran's trying to develop a nuclear weapon, and we're going to have to deal with somebody on that at some point. How does this affect all of that?
Well, it does very much, and I think that the regime, Shep, made two strategic mistakes. One, by underestimating the reaction of people who were inside the regime, such as Mousavi, and who would be frustrated with elections under fraud like this one, but something else as well. They underestimated the power of a widening youth revolt that has begun in 1999, and we are exactly 10 years after with more technologies. So the marriage between reformers from within the regime and this vast popular uprising made of students, women, NGOs, cab drivers, bus drivers, and possibly in the next few days, Shep, minorities, really shows that the regime has made a mistake.
You know, sometimes these movements are much more about the movement than the leader, and I say that because in this case, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad and Mousavi have both been so close. I mean, think about this. When Ahmadinejad was younger, he was in the Basij, this paramilitary group. And at the same time, Mousavi, this de facto leader of this revolution, if you will, he was the prime minister.
Oh, yes, he was a prime minister. But the trajectory of reformists is very, very peculiar in history. Remember, at the end of the Soviet Union, Boris Yeltsin, who brought down basically the Communist Party, was a member of the Communist Party. Gorbachev, who did the reforms, was also a member of the Communist Party.
Exactly.
At some point, they break away from the regime. And what we see here are leaders such as Mousavi, who are breaking away from the regime. I don't think they're going to be the final leaders on the long run. The opposition is using them to break away from that mullah regime, and after that, there will be one party among many other parties in any national unity government if they defeat the foes.
Iran has always worked very hard to send this message. In Iran, we are one people of one thought, and the United States is awful. The United States is our evil enemy. Well, now, what they see is the United States allowing this to go forward without, as the president would put it, a lot of meddling, but a strong statement today in support of the demonstrators and in opposition to the government's crackdown thereon. You wonder if one of Iran's pieces of ammunition, this "we hate America" rhetoric, might not be as valuable to the Iranian regime in days to come, no matter how this ends.
Yes, but it is too late. Look, Iran today is split in two blocks. One block is the regime. So that block is not going to change their mind if we make a statement or don't make a statement. They're going to try to use it. But who are they going to convince? Are they going to convince the other bloc, which wants any support from anybody around the world? Should it be America? Should it be France? Or even the Arab moderates? So I think this argument that if we say anything about Iran has been actually pushed by the Iranian propaganda on us. But we have to be very careful. No statements about who should win, who should count. This is an Iranian domestic issue. But statements about human rights, about supporting the rights of people to demonstrate, it's not just an American value. It's an international value. And the Iranians, the youth in particular, are already showing us those signs in English. They're writing them in English for us to see.
Walid Phares live in our Capitol Hill newsroom. Walid, thank you very much.